It was already 8 p.m. by the time Pineran got home. After dealing with matters concerning her ex, she had plans to meet up with her girlfriends. Feeling exhausted, she headed straight to the dining room and ordered her favorite dish, omelette rice. Tonight, she was actually getting a meal prepared by the housemaid, since Khemjira, the one who usually insisted on cooking for her, was nowhere to be seen. Unlike usual, she wasn't hovering around, making a fuss. "Aunt Malai, has Khem gone up to her room?" she asked the housemaid who brought her meal along with a glass of water. Miss Khem, she." The elderly woman looked hesitant, her face showing signs of unease. This made Pineran sense that something was off. "What is it? What happened?" "Earlier this afternoon, Miss Khem went to say goodbye to your father, and then she packed her things and left." "Left? Where did she go?" Pineran frowned in confusion. Was she just running off again like last time after their argument this morning? That was typical of her, always avoiding problems and being stubborn. But if she had really left, why was her car still parked outside? "I'm not sure, dear. She only said she'd be staying somewhere else and took all her belongings with her." Hearing those words, Pineran froze. The fork and spoon in her hands clattered onto the plate, untouched. A sense of unease crept up inside her as she stood up and rushed to her bedroom. When she got there, she noticed that all of Khemjira's clothes and belongings were gone. Without wasting time, she stormed into Khemjira's old bedroom. Was this just another trick to get her attention by making the housemates worry? But as soon as she entered, she found nothing. The room was completely empty. There was no trace of Khemjira anywhere. A strange feeling settled in Pineran's chest. Anxiety bubbled up, growing stronger with each passing second. Without hesitation, she turned and made her way toward her father's bedroom. She knocked on the door a few times, certain that her father was still awake. When she heard his voice granting permission, she quickly pushed the door open and walked straight in. "Dad, where did Khem go?" she asked urgently, heading toward her father, who was seated at his desk assembling a model ship. "Did you two have a fight?" he responded instead, his tone calm and indifferent, completely opposite to the storm of emotions raging inside her. His reaction only frustrated her more. "Just a little," she admitted. "But what did Khem say to you?" Wazin glanced at his daughter before slowly setting his tools down. He let out a deep sigh, as if the words he was about to say carried a heavy weight. It had been a long and difficult day, so much so that he had barely been able to eat. "Khem returned the car keys, asked me to cancel the marriage agreement, and left this ring for you." He opened a drawer and retrieved something from inside. His aged wrinkled hand held out a small object. Pineran stared at it in disbelief before slowly reaching out to take it. A whirlwind of emotion swirled inside her. This was the ring Khemjira had always worn. What does this mean? Why is she returning the ring? "It means that you and Khem are no longer bound by anything," her father said plainly. "There are no conditions anymore. Khem has chosen to give up. So, as promised, the company presidency will go to Rin." Pineran stood frozen, unable to process it all. Seeing her reaction, Wazin let out a bitter chuckle. He had thought he was doing what was best for her, but now, he wondered if he had only placed a sharp, jagged shard of glass in her hands, one that would cut deep before she even realized it. "You've won against Khem now." Pineran felt her heart sink. Her legs went weak, and a sudden dizziness washed over her, forcing her to steady herself against her father's desk. She lifted the wedding ring Khemjira had left behind, staring at it with trembling hands. Was that really it? Just because they never legally registered their marriage, all it took was returning the ring and walking away? After everything they'd been through, did Khemjira really think it meant nothing? Was it that easy for her to throw it all away? "Do you know where she went, Dad?" "I don't," Wazin admitted. "I only know that she's already discussed her resignation. She said she'll send in an official letter soon, and I've already approved it." "Dad, why didn't you wait to talk to me first?" Even her job, Khemjira was leaving that behind too? A wave of panic hit Pineran. If Kimjira had really left, then what? She might never see her again. Her heart pounded erratically at the thought, an aching emptiness settling deep in her chest. She rushed back to her bedroom, but nothing of Kimjira's remained. Not a single piece of clothing, not a single trace. Even the stuffed animal, her stuffed animal, was gone. The only thing left was a single pillow, the one Kimjira had always used. Just one. That was all that remained. Pineran had held back her tears since leaving her father's room, but now, she collapsed onto the bed, clutching the pillow with trembling hands. Just imagining sleeping alone again made her feel like she couldn't breathe, like her chest was being crushed under an unbearable weight. That pig, she took my little salted pig. Her voice cracked with emotion, her round, beautiful eyes welling up with tears as if she had lost a beloved pet. She had slept with that stuffed animal every night ever since Kimjira gave it to her. But now that Kimjira was leaving, she had taken it back. Then, out of the corner of her eye, she noticed a folded piece of paper resting on the bed. Her fingers hesitated before picking it up.